Welcome back to No Man's Sky, everyone. Jason here with some amazing news, especially for Apple users. This is going to be an insane year for No Man's Sky. So, before we get too deep into it, I just want to say, if you like my coverage, hit that like button. Greatly appreciate it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Anyway, let's jump into the actual details. So, we know that No Man's Sky is coming to Nintendo Switch later this year, this summer. We're guessing July or August, but now we've gotten news from the Apple's annual Worldwide Developer Conference, the WWDC. We now know that No Man's Sky is coming to Mac, but more importantly, it is coming to iPad, which is ridiculous. That is insane. So officially today, well, yesterday, if you're listening to this right now, on June 6th, they actually announced a whole bunch of cool stuff for Apple and macOS. They're going to be doing a whole bunch of new updates, but the bigger thing that they're doing is the power of Apple Silicon enables every new Mac to run AAA games with ease, including upcoming titles, including EA's Grid Legends, Capcom's Resident Evil Village, and since Apple Silicon is also powering the iPad, game developers can bring their AAA games to even more users, like No Man's Sky from Hello Games, which is coming to both Mac and iPad later this year. So, oh my, number one, I'm sure this is going to be an update for newer phones, newer tablets, newer everything. So you probably can't play this on like your iPhone 6 or anything like that, or like an old iPad from like 2012. You're probably going to need a newer iPad and a newer Mac to even run the new OS. We're still waiting on the details of when that is. It's just going to be later this year. That's all we've gotten so far. So there's no official dates for any of this stuff. But man, it is so awesome. Now we have No Man's Sky is going to be on basically anything you can play. We all make the joke about Skyrim being on like anything, like even like a voice-activated Alexa. Excuse me, sorry, I didn't mean to activate your Alexa, but you know what I mean. We can play Skyrim everywhere. No Man's Sky is going to be able to run on anything eventually. I mean, we have it now on the Steam Deck, which is a portable gaming device. We're going to get it on Switch, Nintendo Switch. We're now getting it on iPad. We're getting it on Mac. Yeah, you can play No Man's Sky basically everywhere, which is awesome. And the bigger news that just came out last week, you might have missed it, was No Man's Sky is in development for PlayStation VR 2. So we know that right now we already have a VR version of No Man's Sky, which is free, by the way. You download No Man's Sky, you get the VR version for free. It's just part of the package, which is awesome. So what are they going to do to customize it for VR2? Do we have a release date? We don't have a release date yet. I know a lot of people are saying, wow, when is it going to release for VR2? We don't know, because we don't even know when the PlayStation VR2 will launch. So how are we going to get the game date? But let's jump into the PlayStation blog that is from Sean Murray. Let's get in some of these details. That way you guys can see and hear from the guy himself, the man making, or part of the team making, No Man's Sky for VR2. So it just is, 3 years ago, we launched our Beyond update and reimagined No Man's Sky as a true virtual reality experience. It was a huge undertaking, but overnight it became one of the biggest VR titles. Because it's free, you don't have to buy it separately. I love that. Anyway, as we released it as a free update, for every member of our large community, we wanted players to experience our universe from an entirely new perspective and play through its entirety fully immersed in VR. And again, this is one of the rare exceptions, and I bet you there are games out there that have a free VR version, but every other game you see, they sell it as a separate. You have to buy Skyrim VR separately from regular Skyrim. Borderlands VR is separately from Borderlands. Every game has a separate game for VR that you have to buy separately. No Man's Sky, they give everything out. They're giving everything out for free as either DLC or whatever you want to call it, updates. It is freaking awesome. Today, this was back on June 4th, we are happy to announce that No Man's Sky is in development for PlayStation VR 2. The PSVR 2 system also currently in development. It is also a fantastic moment for us to focus on our virtual reality experience. So again, we don't have a date for it because we don't even know when PlayStation VR 2 is coming out. So we have to wait for that, I'm sure, first. Back in 2019, the original PlayStation VR, we took the decision to rebuild the game from the ground up, leaving no stone unturned when it came to amping up the VR immersion. Cockpits and control systems of starships and land vehicles were rebuilt, menu systems and interfaces redesigned, teleportation controls, terrain manipulation, warp effects were all redesigned to heighten the dynamism.
What the hell did you just say?
Tenacity and exhilaration of your adventure. Obviously, I'm an expert reader. No aspect of the experience was overlooked in our drive for maximum immersion. Hopefully, he doesn't get too highfalutin here because I can't read this. Holy cow. In the years that have passed, looking back on the planet you've just left as it recedes from view, starting up as your life-sized ship teleports in above you, or creating a towering base structure in VR solo or with friends has never gotten old. In a VR headset, creatures seem closer and more familiar, space battles more ferocious and frenetic, planetary vistas more expansive and zen-like. And you can play with other players that are not in VR. Like, they didn't carve off VR as its own separate game. Like, if I'm playing on my Xbox just regular, I can play with you on PSVR in multiplayer. It is freaking awesome. To experience No Man's Sky in PSVR was a minor miracle. Such was the technical challenge we faced bringing an infinite, seamless universe into the futuristic headset. Several years later, the technology has taken another major leap forward, such that now we have the opportunity to immerse the players to a whole new level. The power of PlayStation 5, coupled with the all-new PlayStation VR hardware, including the new Sense controllers, I think that's a huge hint at what they're doing, combined to take the sense of immersion and believability up by several notches. So I think that is the big hint. He can't tell you, Sean Murray can't tell you what's going on because officially PSVR 2 is not even announced as a date or out or anything like that. But the new Sense controllers is a huge hint that that's what they're going to do. They're going to focus on hand movement. Like, there's actually going to be hand, like maybe even finger gesturing. That would be amazing. Well, could be amazing. I don't know. I'm going to be playing. I'm going to see a lot of middle fingers. But also, you could go maybe grab thing. It's going to... this is all speculation. No idea. No official release date for any of this stuff. We just know that it is coming soon. You know, whether it is for the iPad, the Nintendo Switch, or PSVR 2, no dates, but we know that it's in the hopper. It's coming probably within the next year or so, meaning either the fall of 2022 or early 2023. We'll probably see all of this stuff, and I can't wait for it. I am super pumped up. Hopefully, you guys are pumped up. And man, how many of you guys are iPad users? How many are interested in playing No Man's Sky on your iPad? I know I'm interested in like doing it on a Steam Deck or, you know, mobile, you know, a Nintendo Switch. So I can't wait to jump in, dive into it on a mobile device. That is going to be so awesome. So hopefully you guys are too. Hit that like button, and I will see you guys in the next video.